Well, hey guys, in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about thinning skin. This is something that I think when you think about it, one of the things that probably comes to your mind is like crepey skin, saggy skin that happens with age, and you may be wanting to prevent that for cosmetic reasons. But in today's video, I want to emphasize to you guys how thinning of the skin affects your skin health long term and how it's important to take steps to protect the health of your skin. There are lifestyle factors that you can put into place that really will make a difference in the health of your skin long term and are really important. Now, I have a video all about foods for building up collagen in the skin, and beverages that you drink also can be very helpful. Coffee is packed with antioxidants, and tea is a wonderful source of antioxidants as well. Yeah, today I'm sipping on some Sun Goddess matcha from Peak Tea. Today's video is in partnership with Peak Tea. You guys know they're my go-to for high quality, delicious teas. I especially adore having the Sun Goddess matcha tea first thing in the morning. It is packed with the antioxidant EGCG that can help fight off free radical damage that ultimately can contribute to thinning of the skin long term, as well as a variety of other health issues. And it's ceremonial grade matcha. It's very good quality. And then I also adore their electric turmeric tea. I've been on a turmeric kick as of lately, and their turmeric is from Okinawa, and they use a fermentation process to ensure the highest bioavailability of compounds like curcumins in their turmeric tea, and it's also got ginger and cinnamon. I mean, it's really flavorful. And then their hibiscus tea, packed with vitamin C that's important for collagen production in the deeper layers of the skin, not to mention fighting off free radical damage. I'm sure you guys can relate to this, but I kind of get tired of just drinking water all day. I love it, but their teas are really delightful to have like with a meal. I especially adore their ginger digestion elixir. I mean, we all know that ginger is helpful for aiding in digestion. And then their mint tea, their mint herbal tea, with spearmint. Oh, it's so delicious, refreshes your breath, packed with antioxidants to ward off those free radicals that ultimately are going to contribute to skin aging. The quality is top notch. I mean, the flavor profiles of these teas, you're not gonna get this from a tea bag that, you know, from the grocery store. I mean, they use this very high-tech cold crystallization method to extract the teas and to ensure the highest concentration of antioxidants and nutrients within their teas. They're crystals, so you can have a delicious hot or cold tea. You don't have to worry about the tea bag and brewing and steeping and all of that stuff. They have over 20 delicious teas. I mean, all of them are amazing. And they've won 3 gold medals at the Global Tea Championship. And they have like 15,000 5-star reviews. For those who are skeptical, Peak Tea offers a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So if you're not happy with their tea, you can get your money back. I know a lot of you guys have been on the fence about Peak Tea, but they actually were nice enough to offer me a discount code for you guys. If you use code Dr. Dray, you can get 5% off your first Peak Tea order. So they rarely ever give out discount codes. So click the link in my description box and you can get 5% off your first order. Thank you, Peak Tea, for sponsoring today's video. So your diet plays a major role actually in the longevity of your skin integrity. That's really what I want you guys to think about. You know, it's more than just the cosmetics. It's what can I do today to make sure that my skin is gonna be at its best when I'm in my 60s, 70s. That's really important to think about. Today we're in this age of instant gratification. I mean, you know, if it's not delivered in 30 seconds, people will just move on. But you have to think long term. You have to really hone in that delayed gratification piece of things. Because with age, as the skin thins, it becomes susceptible to tearing and injury. This can lead to skin breakdown. You may notice this in elderly individuals, especially on the backs of the hands and the forearms. What ends up happening is that the skin there, because it sees so many environmental stressors, our forearms and our hands. I mean, those are some of the areas where you really see the impact of thinning skin in the most profound fashion. The skin, because it is thin, it's prone to tearing and injury. And also the blood vessels within the skin, they don't have that good supportive framework around them. So they are really susceptible to injury. And as a result, you may notice that in older individuals, they have a lot of prominent, large bruises on their forearms and on their hands. Sun damage from ultraviolet radiation is really a major contributing factor to thinning of the skin. Spoiler alert, simply by protecting your skin from ultraviolet radiation, you can really do a lot of work today to ensure that in your 60s and 70s, that your skin is, the skin integrity is there for you. And that's really important, you guys. Skin is so much more than this cosmetic thing. Wearing long sleeves and protect the backs of your hands wearing sun protective gloves. These just additional steps, while they may seem, you know, extra, think about it. In your 60s and 70s, wouldn't you rather have that good collagen, as much of the good collagen there, supporting those blood vessels so that your skin doesn't develop these large bruises, doesn't tear? When the skin starts tearing and breaking down, that is a problem. That is a problem. You're prone to skin infection. I mean, this is a major, this can cause quite a bit of morbidity in the elderly. And you know, when you're young, you don't think about those things, but I want you guys to. I want you guys to, and I want you to consider more than just the aesthetics of things and the cosmetics. Sure, that's great. And it's fine to be motivated by those things. But long term, it's the health of your skin. It's really important. People don't recognize that the skin is an organ system and it can fail. And as we get older, it certainly can fail. And again, make you predisposed to skin infections. Have you ever heard of a bed sore? Yes, I mean, as we get older, maybe we're not as mobile anymore. And the skin starts breaking down and you end up losing a lot of electrolytes and fluids, and you can become very, very critically ill, really very easily from having skin breakdown. You can have, as an organ system, it can fail. Just like you can go into heart failure, pulmonary failure, just as you can have, any organ system can fail, including the skin, and it's the largest organ that we have. So when it fails, you can really end up in a lot of trouble. So in addition to sun protection, I already touched on the fact that your diet really makes a big difference in this. There's a correlation between consuming fruits and vegetables and the health of the skin and aging of the skin. And sure, that shows up in the end result of fewer wrinkles, fewer sunspots and that sort of thing. But the integrity of the skin barrier is just better protected long term, which is really what you want for your health. So make sure that you eat fruits and vegetables. The reason this is so important is that fruits and vegetables, they actually help our skin to handle some of the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation much better. Another type of food that you might want to cut back on in your diet, I never want to tell you guys to eliminate anything in your diet. I don't think that is sage advice. To each their own if you want to do things like that. But the type of food that you really want to keep to moderate to low consumption is going to be processed, refined carbohydrate. Why? These foods, they generate something called advanced glycation end products in the skin, glom onto that collagen, generate an inflammatory cascade that subsequently results in thinning of the skin. If all you eat is processed food and soda, then you're setting yourself up for failure down the road, not only for your skin, but also every other organ system out there. It's instantly gratifying to eat that stuff, but long term, it has major impact on the health of your skin. The other thing that you may want to consider is how much alcohol you consume. Alcohol actually impairs healing and generates a lot of inflammation in the body. And again, alcohol and consumption, fine. I'm not here to tell you never ever consume alcohol, provided you're an adult and of the legal age. If you're a female, if you're consuming more than one alcoholic beverage a day, or if you're a male, I think you get 2, that's too much. So watch your alcohol consumption. It does delay healing. It does generate a lot of inflammation in the body, and it also interferes with the quality of sleep that you get at night. Yes, it makes you drowsy and sleepy, but you actually don't get good REM sleep after a night of heavy alcohol consumption. And when you don't sleep, your skin cannot go about repairing and healing that collagen degradation that happened throughout the day. So you're taking several steps back in the journey to heal your skin. Certainly do not smoke. Smoking generates considerable burden of free radical damage in the skin, and it will thin your skin for sure. Smoking in combination with UV exposure, those two together are a double hitter. Smoking, drinking, and sun, I mean, you've essentially generated a boatload of free radicals. Not to mention, if you live somewhere urban with a lot of pollution, that's another hitter. So just be mindful of those things that are going to jeopardize your skin health long term. I want to emphasize that skin health. It's more than the cosmetics. It's more than looking good and having, radiant, dewy skin, or, glass skin, or whatever thing is trending these days. It's so much more than that. And of course, make sure you get good sleep again, so that your skin can heal and repair. And there is evidence that when we sleep at nighttime, there is still some free radical damage occurring as a result of everything we're exposed to throughout the day. And your body really needs to cope with that and help, in repairing it. Your immune system needs to come in. Not to mention, when we sleep, our whole body, sleep is critical for immune function. So not sleeping, I mean, you're really selling yourself short of total body healing. And of course, poor sleep leads to increased stress levels. Stress hormones, they interfere with the production of good collagen. The other thing that you cannot avoid if you're a female is menopause. When women go through menopause, the perimenopause period and menopause, estrogen levels start to decline. Estrogen in women is actually really important for building up collagen in the skin. And so you will notice thinning skin with menopause. Now, I said you can't avoid menopause, but you can consider talking to your gynecologist about hormone replacement therapy. That is a conversation that you have to have with them, so they can go over the relative risks and benefits. But for many women, they elect to go on hormone replacement therapy, and it definitely does make a difference in the health and integrity of the skin. That is one benefit of hormone replacement therapy in postmenopausal women. There are some topical estrogens as well that can help, cream forms, and I have a video discussing a estrogen-like topical, which I'll link down below for you guys if you're interested, if you're in the menopause, perimenopause years. A type of medication that definitely does impair collagen and lead to thinning of the skin if you have an underlying medical condition that requires you to use this type of medication, and that is steroids. When I say steroids, I'm not talking about performance enhancing drugs. I'm talking about prednisone. For, a lot of people have to take that for autoimmune diseases, inflammatory diseases, or for asthma, things like that. Prednisone definitely thins the skin for sure. And the extent to which that happens for you is going to depend on how long you have to be on it, the dosage. So, you can't necessarily avoid that. But if you do have a chronic medical illness, that requires you to be on prednisone, always, ask your doctor, is there anything steroid sparing that, might be an option here? That definitely is a conversation worth having with your doctor. A lot of people worry about thinning of the skin with using topical steroids. But actually what you have to understand is that the steroids are actually going to work at a boatload of inflammation in that skin disease, and actually are helping the skin repair and recover from that inflammatory insult. Now, we've got medications that are called, again, steroid sparing agents that can be used topically for people whose eczema just, they keep having to go back to topical steroids. One such medication is going to be tacrolimus or pimcrolimus. And we have newer agents out there as well for topicals that can, like Eucrisa, for example, that are steroid sparing for the treatment of eczema. If you've been prescribed a topical steroid cream, I do have videos talking about topical steroids. If you've been prescribed a topical steroid, the best thing that you can do to reduce the risk of thinning of the skin is to talk to the prescriber about exactly where you need to be putting it and how frequently and for how long. Some people, unfortunately, they get a prescription for a steroid cream and they don't get very much education about how to use it, and they end up using it maybe to too widespread of an area. They end up using it for too long, or maybe for not enough time to see results, or they end up using it, quitting it, keeping it around, and then later you're using it to treat other things. So that education piece, when you are prescribed a topical steroid, is going to be so helpful. And never hesitate to ask more questions. It is the job of the doctor to educate you on how to use your medications. If you do have thinning skin, a topical retinoid like tretinoin can be helpful for boosting up some collagen production in the deeper layers of the skin. It does take a while for it to start working, so you have to be consistent with it. And also glycolic acid can help when used long-term with boosting up collagen production in the deeper layers of the skin. There are some peptides which show preliminary evidence that suggests they too may be helpful for boosting up collagen production in the skin, like matrixyl. So that's another option if you're starting to notice the beginning signs of thinning of the skin. You want to kind of start doing things in your skincare routine to address that. Once people who are elderly develop thinning skin, it's very prone to tearing, and they have to do things like take gauze and roll it up and tape it to areas like the elbow or the hand that are going to be very prone to tearing. They have to wear long sleeves and everything to just do the best they can to protect the skin. So it's something that, I mean, think about it long term, you guys. I hope this video was helpful to you guys as far as explaining why you need to be mindful of thinning skin long term and the health of your skin, some lifestyle factors that honestly really make the biggest difference. Not only for this, but also for your anti-aging aesthetic goals as well. I mean, it's gonna help you long term to get good sleep, not overdo it with alcohol and processed sugary foods. Definitely don't smoke. Do not tan your skin. Spend too much time out in the sun. Always wear sunscreen and sun protective clothing. I mean, these very basic tenets. People are always asking me, like, what's a good skincare routine for somebody in their 20s? These are the things that everybody needs to be doing as part of their skincare routine. The products, I mean, whatever, they're a drop in the bucket in comparison to all of these things that I'm telling you today. This is what you need to be doing. Eating your fruits and vegetables, getting good sleep, not being stressed out all the time, not binging on alcohol, not solely eating refined processed sugary foods and sodas, getting in your fruits and vegetables, and consuming antioxidant rich beverages like coffee and tea can definitely help. I even wore my Romaine Calm and Carry On shirt for you guys today. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and thank you Peak Tea for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Don't forget to check them out. You can use my code to get 5% off. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.